This is about communism, socialism, economy, and vegan religion. In the name of God, we start. Here we have 24 slides that are about economy. I don't have any word of God here. A couple of sentences came to my mind and I was preparing these slides from God. I am telling you. I will tell you about it. 2 or 3 stories I tell you. But this compilation of these slides I prepared is not word of God. Sentences that I say, it's word of God, but God didn't send for this occasion specifically. At the end of this slide, I say, what is the solution for planet? I'm telling you in advance, it should be communist. With God in it, not communist and atheist, communist plus God. About economy. But that's what I say. Here, I will ask God directly right now to comment about what I said. If He confirms, it confirms. If He doesn't confirm and deny what I said, He will say it. He's the man. He owns this planet. But I say what I want to say about economy. Then we will see what is God's command, real time. Inequality of wealth, inequality of income. Capitalism is cause of inequality of wealth, inequality of income. This is February 2019, this is statistics. 28 people own more money than 3.8 billion of you in the globe. 3.8 thousand million humans have enough equal to 28 people. This is disease of capitalism. Majority of you are poor, a few are very rich. God says, الملك يبقى مع الكفر ولا يبقى مع الظلم. Governments can continue if they are atheists. I don't care too much. I like them to believe in me and listen to me, and when they listen, I tell them to do stuff that is good for them. God says that. Governments can continue even if they are atheists, but لا يقوم الظلم. If it is injustice, governments will fall, because I help people to bring down governments. I don't like zulm. I like justice. I don't like injustice. I help people to bring down rich people, kill them all, and the governments of unjust, kill them all, kill, gun, shoot them. Don't torture them, but just shoot them. One shoot in the brain, they're dead. Billionaires and governments. I will help you, people, to bring down unjust governments. And capitalism is mother of injustice. I tell you one story. Name of these 2 guys is Talhe and Zubair. This is their names. There is another guy, his name is Ali. He was Ali Asadullah. He was Lion of God. These 3 guys, Talhe, Zubair and Ali, all were followers of Muhammad 1400 years ago. They were fighting with sword against injustice and unbelievers. They were all friends. And later Ali became governor for a short time. They come to him. It was night. The candle was on in the tent or the room, wherever they are. Tal Zubair come to Ali. Ali is governor. They say, hey mate, we were friends, you remember? We were fighting with sword against injustice, now you're governor, you know what I mean? Give me a little money, more, government of that part of the country, government of that city, a little more for us. And they looked at them and turned off the candle. They looked at each other and said, what is this? Why did you turn off the light? This is what Ali said. He said, this candle is bought with the money of people. I am in the government office. Candle is making light because I was working on my government duties or whatever I was doing. Candle is, I don't know, 1 cent, $5, $1. If I'm talking with you 2 minutes, it will lose its value. Oh my God, 1 cent. Candle bought with the money of people to make light for me to do the stuff that I do for people in the government office. You are asking something personal. We turn off the light. We don't waste money of the government, of people. Tax that you pay to government doesn't belong to them to distribute to rich people. It belongs to you. It belongs to public. With the tax of people, we bought this candle. Its light should be used for the work for government. You are talking with me about some personal things. We talk in dark. Continue. What do you want? They were not stupid. They understood what he said. He said, I'm not going to give you a cent. Get lost. They said, yeah, good. We are good. They left. They organized a group to start a war against Ali. War. Civil war. Because we want money. We have power, we collect soldiers, we wage a war against the government, against Ali. People came and told Ali, Asadullah, Lion of God. They said, Tal Zubair are talking in the mosque, in the street, everywhere, collecting people to start a war against you and the government. Ali said, have they started the war yet? People said, no, they are talking, they are collecting power, collecting people. They said, no, if they talk, you want to talk too. Whatever they say, you want to oppose them. They said, no, Ali is justice, they are injustice, give them reasoning. When they start action, we start action. This is another lesson. They started the war, and Ali fought against them and killed them with their followers. And said, this is result of injustice and wanting to steal money of government which belongs to people. He killed both of them in the war. 28:5 ونريد أن نمن على الذين استضعفوا في الأرض ونجعلهم أئمة ونجعلهم الوارثين. I, God, decided that those who are kept weak by force of rich people, I have decided to make these people أئمة, leaders of public, and make them inherit the earth. This is the decision of God, will happen. Who? You should have 2 conditions that this thing applies to you. You should be vegan. 11 commandments that Moses is bringing for you now, 11th of them you should be vegan and believe in God. And God will help you. The public will win, rich people dead. This slide is very, very interesting. I watched something from Deutsche Welle, German documentary, all of it was very good. It was about income inequality, wealth inequality. I give you only one of the examples. Bankers are bloodsuckers. You know that. But this is one of the things that they do. Their blood, they suck your blood. You think, or some people think, that government is printing money according to economy and deflation and inflation and this type of thing. This is mythology, it's not truth. Bankers, private bankers print money. Billions of dollars, billions of every money that you can imagine whenever they feel like it. They printed a lot of money and they give each other loan free, interest free. Each other. They don't give you. If you go and want to rent or buy a home, I don't know, $50,000, $100,000, you know, $10 million doesn't come to my mind. You want to buy a home, $100,000, you go to the bank to rent, to loan, to borrow money from the bank. They want $200,000 collateral, security, to loan you money. But to each other, they give billions free. There is a company, it's called SEB. $1.6 billion they loaned to one of their friends, interest free. They went and bought the SEB company and sold it and made 940 million euro profit. Can you do that? You see a good opportunity. This company, we go and buy it, it needs $1.6 billion, loan me. They loaned him. We buy it, sell it, make 940 million euro profit. 8 people have equal to 50% of population of the earth. 7,000 million of you, 7 billion, half of it. How much money do you have? 8 people have that much. And these poor people in India are taking shower with a bucket in the street. There are lots of places like this, poverty. This slide shows distribution of millionaires, where they live. 1% in Spain, 2% in Taiwan, 41% in America. What I say, capitalism should be destroyed by force, by revolution of people. It's not only for America or England, everywhere. Everywhere that you have capitalists, you have to kill them. People are majority, people have power, people have gone. Rights for the citizens, kill them all. This is slide. Percentage change in income after tax. 1979, everybody was starting from zero. 2015, 1% of people in this yellow line, 1% of people, their income increased to 242%, and everybody else a little. This is injustice. That 1% works more than you working in an office, than you working in a factory or a farm. No, they even work less than you. You work, they eat. These slides from CNBC video somewhere. Annual income advantage for college degrees. In 1979, it was 17,000, 12,000. 2012 with 34,000, 23,000. First of all, this slide shows there is injustice between men and women. If the woman is a PhD and the man is a PhD, the man is getting more money. This is injustice. They do the same work, they should get the same pay. anywhere, everywhere. That's one thing. The second thing is, if you have a college degree, your income will be more. But college degree needs money to pay to university in a capitalist country. In some countries are free, I don't know, Germany or France somewhere. In America it's not free. You have to borrow money, and if you find job after your degree for another 10 years, you have to pay back your loan. Another subject about college degree, only rich people can go and send their children to Stanford and Berkeley and Harvard. Poor people cannot. If you are poor, your children will not get education, will be poor, and this loop of nonsense will continue. If you are rich, they become richer and richer. This is because of capitalism. It should be destroyed. Education free for everybody. Another slide. 30 years old earning more than their parents. In 1940, 92% of people were making money more than their parents. In 1984, 44 years later, this became 50%. What does it mean? It means, in general, poor people become poorer and poorer and poorer. Value of their money goes down. They earn less. Their quality of life goes down. They get sick. They die sooner. Why? Because of capitalism. The system is shit, should be cleaned to toilet. You have to start socialism, communism by force. Revolution with gun, not peaceful singing and dancing and kumbaya revolution. That is not revolution, not reform. Fix a little here, a little there, that doesn't work. Another, union membership rates 1983 to 2018. You see, union is going down. Why? Because capitalist system does not want you be united. They advertise against it, they make a lot of policies, a lot of laws to make people, make workers not joining union. Therefore, union rate goes down. If you don't have union, you are not united, you don't have power, you cannot fight back. That's what they want and that's what they did. Minimum wage, another slide. And real wage. Minimum wage is how much? $10, $11 in America? It looks like it is increasing a little from 1938 to 2019, but real wage means real value that you can buy stuff with it is the same. Yeah, that's capitalism. Millions of people eat bread, 2 people eat cake. That's how it works. Marie Antoinette, what happened in French Revolution? They chopped her head. That cutting machine. They told her, it's everybody knows, it's a joke. It's not a joke, it's real. Oh, why these people are shouting in the street, revolution, what is this? They don't have bread to eat, they're hungry. So, oh yeah, so give them cake to eat. Let them go and eat cake, don't eat bread. You bastard 1% who have trillions of dollars. These people don't have water, don't have medicine, don't have real bread. Billions of them. That is because of capitalism. You have to destroy it. Another slide, CNBC I captured from their video. 1965 to 2017. CEO to worker compensation rate. 1965 was 50% more. Now it is 311% more. It means if the worker gets $30,000 salary, multiplied by 300, the CEO is getting $1 million salary. Is this worker work harder or the CEO? Definitely worker works harder. How much you get? 30,000. How much CEO get? 1,000,000. Why? Because this is a capitalist system. Creates inequality of wage, inequality of wealth, both. Public is suffering 1% as billions to burn. Capitalism system should be destroyed by force, by revolution, by gun, not peaceful revolution. Peaceful revolution does not exist. It's illusion. Richest 1% is getting 900,000 pound. Poor is getting 6,000 pound. That's England. Capitalist country. Another slide. 1977 to 2007, 60% of national income goes to 1% of people. Injustice. Another slide. Top 1%, 2.2 million yearly income. Average yearly income. $2 million a year. Average yearly income of poor people, $8,800. But it's about revolution, how to make revolution. You go and do it. I give you the name of the books from the slide of that guy. Psychology of Revolution by Gustave Le Bon. The Crowd by Gustave Le Bon. From Dictatorship to Democracy by Gene Sharp. This Gene Sharp, he did fight for justice. He created a lot of nice, good, useful theories. Gene Sharp. He go to Amazon, the bookshop, or any bookstore, ask for Gene Sharp. At least 3 of his books you read. One of them is this, Dictatorship to Democracy. He believed he was a professor of university, social science and politics, and he created this system that helps people how to start a peaceful revolution. And he was very clever. And I love his work. Because I tell you, you unite, you have gone, take the gun, go and kill that banker, go and kill that billionaire. Oh, it's difficult, it's police and the whole prison and stuff. You can't, because you are coward. That's fine. The genius of this man, Gene Sharp, is how to make wuss people, the scaredy cat people, to brave people, to want to start the demonstration, start the revolution, take the gun and kill. But he said, no, peaceful, peaceful, peaceful. In fact, a lot of solutions that he writes in his book are correct. In the middle of demonstration, police is there with machine gun, you have nothing, you don't throw a rock on the police. Why? Because they start killing you. That demonstration should be peaceful. But there are ways that you should be violent, with gun, with bomb, with terrorist act. They call you terrorist, but in reality they are terrorists. Those bankers who steal billions of your money and get away with it, they are terrorists. Because they destroy your health, they destroy your life. They live 87 years, you live 68 years. Why? Because you are poor. Average lifetime of rich people is way more than poor people. In fact, they are killing you literally. They are terrorists, not you. So there is place for violent act and the revolution starts. But read the books of Gene Sharp. He died 2018. God bless him. He worked for justice. Many people of many countries followed his instructions and started demonstrations and revolutions. Some of them won and brought down dictatorship and unjust governments. I recommend read his books, but don't believe in everything that he says. When this time comes, you have to start violent. French Revolution, Russian Revolution, China's Revolution, they were not singing and dancing and sending flowers. No, it was violent and they won. They are stealing your money and they have gone. Police and army is gone of capitalists. You should have gone. And you have it, you have to start using it. Next slide. 2018, the super rich paid lower tax rate than 50% of people. 50% of population. Look at the slide. Tax rate from 1960 to 2018. The gray line is poor people, 50% of people. The tax rate is almost the same. In these 60 years, poor people always pay tax the same. The orange line is for rich people, 400 rich families. The tax is going down, they are paying less tax. And what is tax? You work, you pay tax to government to use it for public service, bus, healthcare, what else? Education, all sorts of stuff. Collection of money of people is tax, so government spend it for you. Rich people don't pay tax. They eat result of your work. They eat surplus of your work that they employ you. You work for them $200, they give you $50. That $150 they put in their pocket, they steal from you. And they don't pay tax. It means another is stealing from you. Why? Because the government of capitalist system is working for rich people. Government is working for rich people. Police and army are working for government. Injustice, destroy them all. This is Gene Sharp's book, Social Power and Political Freedom. You buy it, you read it, you read a couple of more of his books, then you will see 100, 200 different steps, different actions that if you do, you will start with the peaceful action and revolution, and those people, a scaredy cat will join you, then when they join, they lose their fear. And then the time for violence starts. That reporter was talking with Gene Sharp when he was alive, and the girl said, a lot of people lost their fear reading your books and are dead. Yeah, this is my answer to that girl. Yes, they are dead. You are going to die anyway. You are going to die with sickness. You get fat, and because you are fat, you get a lot of sickness and die. You get another sickness and die. You are walking in the street, the fridge comes from the space and splash you on the ground and you die. You die in the bed, you die with a car accident, you die anyway. Your life is useless, your death was useless, at least your life was useless. Go and join the revolution and die with honor and do something for justice. Your death will be useful. Yes, those who lost their cowardness and became brave, they are dead. Yes, that's fine, so what? You die anyway. You are living a useless life, at least make your death count. Because if you work for justice, God will reward you. Next round, you will have resources, you will learn more, you will enjoy more. Or if you don't want to come back, you say, okay, go to heaven and keep going, enjoyment. If you don't work for justice, if you don't live for justice, if you don't die for justice, he will not give you zilch. He will send you to hell. You were living a poor, miserable life here, then you die and you go to hell. What the use of this life? Okay, those who lost their wussness, they lost their cowardness and became brave and fought for justice, they are dead. Yes, that's fine. Their death counts. Their death brought a lot of people up to rise for justice, and they destroyed so many dictators, so many capitalist countries. Don't worry about death, you die anyway. So what? Now, I'm talking about the Mondragon. This is the solution. Some new socialists say we have to make the unions and make the unions strong and join people and make these workers to start a co-op. They own the factory, they own the farm, they own the business. Those people who work in the business, owners of the business. Those people who work in the factory, managers and engineers and workers, all of them together own the factory. They work cooperatively. Dictatorship of proletariat, I say, outside dictatorship, it means rules of socialism and communism should be enforced in the whole society by force, by dictatorship. There is no capitalist party to start propaganda anymore. But inside the workplace, inside the factory, inside the farm, inside the business, those people who are doing something there, they own the business. They decide how to produce, where to produce, what to produce, how much they sell it, how to sell it, and the money that they get, how to spend it. Some of them for themselves, some of them for factories, some of them for charity. Not 3 people, 10 people own 10,000 workers work. No. 10,000 people democratically inside the factory choose their own representative every year. If they work, they vote for them another year. If they don't work, they don't do good job, change them, change the managers. Factory owners of factory workers decide who will be the manager. That's called worker co-op. Mondragon in Spain. Just go to internet and search for Mondragon, Spain. You will find a lot of videos, a lot of documents, a lot of websites. Over 110,000 workers are there. They have many factories, they have banks, they have education system, they have university. Every single one of those units are working based on worker co-op. There is no capitalist who suck their blood. All of the 10,000 people, 20,000 people, 30,000 people in that factory, owner of the factory. This is democracy in the workplace. Community owns the means of production. Communism. This is what you should do. Why? Force. We're gone. You are the majority in America. Start a revolution in America. Right now is a good time. Majority is too many millions of people. They have millions of guns. Follow the steps of Gene Sharp. Start revolution in America. Start with peaceful. Then when the time comes, make it violent. Bring down the capitalist country. Next slide, I repeat it, is 28:5 in Quran. God says, I have decided to give power to those people who were kept weak by force. I will help them to become become leaders of the world, and I will make them inherit the earth. You should be vegan and believe in God. Then he will help you. time? 10 minutes left. I finished this. I finish the stuff that I say. I don't have time for asking God why I don't have time, because that chip in that camera records 1.5 hours only. Only 10 minutes is left. I finish the stuff that I say, and then in the next video I tell God in front of you real time. I said, this is what I said. I said revolution with gun, not peaceful revolution. To bring down capitalism and establish socialist economy. This is what I said. What is your comment? And real time God will say, because I don't know how many sentences God wants to talk. He might want to talk 3 sentences, he might want to talk another hour, I don't know. I finished the stuff that I started. Violent Revolution Guide. The time of now and the time of Lenin are changed. The time of Marx was different time. This is a surveillance capitalism. There is a woman, teacher, professor, I don't know her name, search for surveillance capitalism. He is writing her book or he's finished. How will you know that 16 million cameras are started to operate in cities of China? How many millions are in England, in America, everywhere? They are watching you. There are ways to fight against these new weapons that they have. That is computer science. Every vegan who wants to be active should go and study computer science, network engineering, internet security in the university. You have to go and study well. And then make fake social account, use VPN, and a public internet cafe. I wrote in Holy Vegan Earth a couple of chapters how to do it in this time. And go and collect every hacker tool that you can find, study them, and then because you have studied the science of that, then you have the weapon. Many of establishments of capitalism are computerized, and you have to have the knowledge to hack them and destroy them. You go and gain the knowledge first. That's one thing. Then I was excited about making this video about bringing down capitalism, establishing a communist economy society based on teachings of Marx and teachings of present economists who are Marxists. Go and study what they say. Go and study how people are managing that co-op factories in Mondragon. They have put a lot of slides there. A lot of management guides for other co-ops. They are there. Free. Go and learn. I told God I want to make this video. What do you say? He told me 38:15. It was about the time 1300 years ago. I watched this guy who was working for Pharaoh for that construction site, was abusing that worker. I punched the guy dead. You know the story. It's in Quran and in Torah. And I said, oops, let's get out of here. They are after me, and I escaped. God sent this. I said, I want to make this book. I want to write about this stuff in a proper book, nice, organized. He sent me this. What does that mean? It means you want to fight for justice, you make something messy. Then you have to escape. That's fine. And then send 97.5. That was a few days ago. What does 97.5 mean? It means it's a day now, you go and do your work at night, at 12 o'clock, midnight, until morning, I tell you stuff. Night of determination. What does 97 mean? I wrote a lot about it in the book, Holy Vegan Earth. Go and read. This translation of chapter 97 of Quran is there too. I said, fine. At night I went there. He didn't say, no, don't do it. He didn't say, don't go and write the book. He said 97. And at night, the first thing that I said, hello, now what? We want to talk about the book that I want to write another one, about capitalism, all living on earth, veganism, and revolution with violence. That's the book that I want to write. The first thing that he said 112. I said, oh God, okay, I don't do it. But why 112 means don't do it? I was very excited in the morning. He didn't say don't do it. He said come back at night. A few hours later, he said 112. Oh Allah, I described 112 mean. It's in the book. 5 minutes is left. I don't repeat. 112 means God is content, filled, perfect, perfection. It means I don't need you. I don't need this. When I send help, you will see billions of people will join my religion. You do what I say, don't worry about writing another book. I said, that's fine. Anyway, I didn't want to sell the book, I wanted to put it free there again. But why should I do that? They are there. Gene Sharp did it, Dr. Gene Sharp, he did it. Go and read his books, but remember, you should add ingredient salt of violence to the revolution. Gandhi was, I don't want to swear at him, he's dead. Non-violence is meaningless. They have gone, they kill you. You cannot sing and dance and give them flowers. He is teaching you, in the books of Gene Sharp, Dr. Sharp, he's teaching you, this table has some legs. I learned from one of his followers in one of his videos. You have to pull down this leg and this leg and this leg, the table will fall down. You can't do that. They have done it before. Examples are there. You study in the web, research, you will find, you see which countries have done it. Following his instructions. Okay, 3 minutes is left of this chip to be filled. I give you another story. I started with the story of Ali, peace be upon him. He was Asadullah, Lion of God. He was Shia, and this is about Sunni, it's about Omar. You see, Shia, Sunni, different groups of Muslims are nonsense. There is only one God, there is only one book, which is Quran and Bible and Torah, all the same. All of you religious people have one God. No, it's about Omar. Omar was a great man. They went to a war. This is another story. I want to finish with the story. They went to a war. Some of the stuff that they got was some fabric. And they chopped the fabric and distributed among everybody equally. Once Omar was leader, was talking in the public, they saw he has a dress which is long from that fabric. Somebody from the crowd said, hey, you leader, he was the king of the country, hey, you have got twice fabric as everybody else. Our fabric is this much, you have this much. How did you make that dress, that cloth? And this is how a just community works. Peasant can shout at the king in the middle of the crowd, it doesn't matter, no, they don't get him and send him to prison. Omar said, that's fine, that's fine. I am told my son gave me his share, so I put my share and his share together and made a long cloth. My son is here. Am I telling the truth or not? His son said, yes, I gave him my share, so everybody got equal. Justice. Justice. Capitalism should be destroyed. Communism should be established by vegans and everybody else. Fight. Destroy the capitalism with a bloody revolution. Kill billionaires. They don't stand there and look at you. They send their armed forces against you. Should be ready. Learn how to start the revolution with the instructions of Dr. Sharp. Organize, make unions, make underground groups. I have written a few chapters about how you can do it, how you can beat them in this time. In the Only we're gonna learn, rise for justice with gun, establish justice on the earth. In the first part of this sermon, I spoke about income inequality, wealth inequality, and problems that capitalism is creating for people in every country that capitalism is there. Solution that I suggested was revolution. A revolution which is violent, not non-violent revolution. I say solution is violent revolution. I suggested to kill every billionaire that you can find. Of course, do some court as well. But the fact that the guy is billionaire and millions and millions and millions of people have nothing, this fact is itself the crime. Accumulation of wealth for some small number of people, which is not more than 3,000 people in the whole planet. This wealth is collected with your sickness, with your work, with your life. Billionaires and millionaires live longer, 87 years. You live shorter, 65 years, and you die. These are statistics. Poor people die sooner. Rich people live longer. I don't need to count all of those problems that capitalist society, capitalism system is creating for people. To know being a billionaire is a crime. It is a theft in the first step anyway. They stole surplus of work, of workers, and they accumulated money for them, and millions of people have nothing. Solution that I suggested, I am Moses, is violent revolution. Kill billionaires, confiscate their possessions for public. Factories, farms, companies, every facility that is generating some product or services should be owned by those who are running it. Inside the factory, inside the farm, inside the company, owners are not shareholders anymore. Owners are not investors anymore. If they complain, grab them and kill them. Send them to hell. Factory workers, owner of the factory, among yourself, choose your managers with vote. One vote, one person. If they perform, keep them. If they don't perform, change them next year. Learn from Mondragon experience of workers in Spain. Mondragon, M-O-N Dragon. Search in the internet, find. They are sharing all of their experiences, all of the knowledge. And apart from that, in every country there are other co-op worker owned, managed factories and companies. Learn how they are doing it and do it. Now, that was a statement that I made based on my knowledge that I have from God's way, God's commands, that is justice. Well, that statement looks harsh. Clearly, I say go and kill billionaires and take their money and distribute among people. They are not like potato, they are not standing there and looking, they fight back. You should fight back. Revolution needs blood. You have to fight. And you die. And that's fine. I die, you die, everybody dies. How you die is important. If you die on the path of justice, if you kill, you go to heaven. If you be killed, you go to heaven. If you die as a useless potato in bed or by sickness, you will be judged and certainly you will go to hell because there was a fight for justice and you didn't participate. Now, I ask God in front of you, I am recording the screen directly, clearly, online, real-time communication with God. The software that I spoke with you in the book Holy Vegan Earth, and in the previous videos is the first time that I'm recording something real-time to see what God says. What I said is what I said. Now we will see what is comment of God. Does he like what I said? Doesn't he like what I said? If he confirms, whatever I said goes. If he doesn't confirm, then I'll change my recommendation. And then I am messenger of God. I have to say what God says. Okay, now we start. Hello. Do you agree with what I said about revolution and shedding blood of billionaires or not? 1817. ترى الشمس إذا تلأت تزاور عن كهفهم. I read the English. And had you been present, you would see the sun when it rose, inclining away from their cave on the right, and when it set, passing away from them on the left, while they were laying within an open space thereof, that was from the signs of God. He whom God guides is the rightly guided, but he whom leaves astray, never will you find for him a protecting guide. This is about those people who were living in a community, in a society, in a city that was unjust, and they escaped. Many of them went to a cave and they were there for several hundred years, and they woke up. After that, they thought they were sleeping. They looked around, they went back to the city, and they saw several hundred years pass. The whole story is in Quran. Go and read. I see God says, yes, the society is unjust. This is, I get out of this, that society is unjust, there is injustice. Capitalism is injustice. Very, very simple, everybody knows. Now, we need more. I need more confirmation that what I said about violent revolution, do you agree or not? When God sent 121 to 240 means wait, delay. He wants to find a certain number at a certain time. I have to click and I don't know what time. in a fraction of a second that my hand goes over the mouse and move it here to here. Billions and billions of processes are happening inside this computer with the CPU, with the circuit inside it, and each one of them is affecting the number which will be generated. And sometimes it means I'm busy. He's busy with something else, send me that. It means wait for now. Now we will see. So this is the question again. Do you agree with what I said, violent revolution or not? Keep saying it. Okay then. Three 200. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اصبروا وصابروا بالرابطوا واتقوا الله لعلكم تفلحون. God says, a people who are believers, asbiru, be patient, sabiru, both comes, asbiru and sabru comes from the root of the word which is sabr, which means patience. Preserve, endure, be patient, rabatu, endure, preserve in your state, fattaqullah, and be aware of the standards of God and control yourself according to standards of God. لعلكم تفلحون. Hope you will become successful. So out of this, according to what I asked, I get, this is not get rich quick scheme. You cannot go, okay, tomorrow we are going to make a revolution, okay, next week is done, and no, it needs patience, perseverance, and self-control according to standards of God. You should destroy capitalism, you should make revolution, but you should know it is a long-term goal. It needs a lot of sacrifices, a lot of self-control according to standards of God, which is justice. Okay, that's fine. And then we say, yes, if you do that, be patient and keep going, you will be successful, you will destroy them all. Still, I need to know a very clear answer. I said violent revolution, kill them all. Non-violence revolution doesn't work, it's a joke. I say it's a joke. So that's what I said. Still, I haven't got clear confirmation or rejection. What do you say? Wait. So far we have got be patient. And what are the standards of God? I have written in the book Holy Week on Earth. Go and read. There are many standards of God. Live life with the standards of God. Even if you do revolution with the standards of God, you cannot just, like that guy Bernie Sanders, who is it, the socialist, the guy who says I'm socialist but is following gay and lesbian and bullshit the standards of the community. Those type of people will die and destroy. You have to make revolution, destroy capitalism, but standards of God. The latest standards of God, the brief version is 11 commandments. According to 11 commandments, you cannot have gay and lesbian and crap like that. They are parasites and bacteria. You have to kill them all too. $75.27. Okay. وقيل من راق. Okay, I go a little before and after. It's about when you are gonna die. When you are sick, you are gonna die, and it says who is going to cure him and deny one in certain that it is the time of firaq, separation, death. واتقت الساق بالساق, and the leg is wound about the leg. إلى ربك يوم المساق فلا صدق ولا صدق. They were not truthful and they did not salah, they did not connect to God. You have to do prana 1.5 hours before sunrise, 1.5 hours before sunset. ولكن كذب وتولى. You denied laws of God and rejected and turned away. So what do I get out of this? God says you all are gonna die. That's fine, you're gonna die. In any case, you go to non-violent revolution, you go to no revolution, you are a capitalist, you are a poor guy, whatever you are gonna die. And you will be judged. So don't worry about it. There is a higher chance of you get killed if you go for violent revolution, but it will help the cause, because when you are killed, your family, your friends will be enthusiastic to get revenge. With everybody who is dead, a lot of other people will stand up. The goal for revolution or war is not going to be martyr and die, no. The goal is killing the enemy and getting out of the battlefield unharmed. But if you die, that's fine, don't worry about it. You fought for the cause of God, you will go to heaven. Still, I need confirmation or rejection clearly, please. 93.1. Wazoha, I am swearing to the light of the sun, to the brightness of the sun, and to the night, to the darkness that covers everything, that God, your teacher, have not rejected you, have not left you. للآخرة خير لك من الأولى. Indeed, hereafter is better for you, better than this. God is swearing to light and darkness, that says, I am not leaving you people alone. If you are people of God, He is with you. And future will be better than present. وَاللَّهُ سَوْفَ يُعْطِيكَ رَبُّكَ فَتَرْضَى. And soon I will give you, so you will be happy, you will be satisfied. What I get out of this, related to this question that we asked, is, yes, I am with those who are on my path, and you will be successful. Akhirat is better than ula. Hereafter is better than present. Your future is better than present life. You destroy capitalism and kill them all. I still stick with my word. And your future will be better. Okay, thank you. If it was personal, thank you for the answer. If it was about this subject for the general, for everybody, still I need very clear answer about violent revolution, killing them all, killing all capitalists if they resist or not, or you reject what I said. So far I see you are either neutral or in general agreeing. 1341.
الم يروا أن نأتي الأرض ننقصها من أطرافها والله يحكم لا معاقب لحكمه هو سریع الحساب. Have they not seen what we set upon the land, reducing it from its borders? And Allah decides, God decides about everything. لا معاقب لحكمه. There is no adjuster for his hukm, for his decisions. هو سریع الحساب. God keeps your accounts very quickly. So, God says, I am making the life more difficult and more difficult for them continuously. For who? For capitalists. How? By making people aware and making people rise for justice. I am reducing the land from every corner. Can you not see that? نأتي الأرض ننقصها من أطرافها. I am cutting the land was this much, I'm making this much, I am confining them. How? By making people rising. Okay, that's good. We need more confirmation, yes or no. We are going to kill 3,000 people. Billionaires are 3,000 in the whole world. They are going to find holes and hide in every hole that they can find. When revolutions start in every country. What do you say? Is that right? Or we go for nonsense method of Gandhi and whatever that Dr. Gene Sharp says, what he says non-violent revolution. Processes that Gene Sharp writes in his book are only useful for any revolution, violent or non-violent. I suggest violent revolution. Start demonstrations non-violent, but be ready, prepare for violence. 105.1 ألم تر كيف فعل ربك بأصحاب الفيل. Cannot see them what I have done to people of elephant. People of elephant were those who had elephant in their army. ألم يجعل كيدهم في تذليل وأرسل عليهم طيرا أبابيل. This is about destruction, complete destruction. I did destroy their kaid, their plans, their conspiracies. أرسل عليهم طيرا أبابيل. I sent birds with حجارة من سجيل, hard rock, stones, clay. Birds went over the elephants of that army and throw rocks on them, and all of the elephants and their soldiers were killed. So this is about war. This is about kaid. This is about kaid means conspiracy of capitalists in every country. They have a bag of conspiracies. They trick you a lot and you know that. But when the war comes, God is with those who are fighting on the path of God, which is path of justice. They both fight. Capitalist fights, people fight. They are both fighting. But God is with people because people are fighting for justice. And capitalists fight for injustice. And God gave you an example of I destroyed them all. 27:21 لأعذبنه عذابا شديدا أو لا أذبحنه أو ليأتيني بسلطان مبين. I will surely punish him with severe punishment. Shadid means intense punishment. Or slaughter him unless he brings me clear authorization. This is about a story of... No, forget about what is it about. At this point, this is about I am going to punish them, intense punish them, or I'm going to kill them. Who? We are talking about capitalists. What I remember is 20. It's about Solomon and the bird. Let me find out and be sure. It was 27, 21. We go for 19 to 30. I see, I remember or not, or I remember. Yeah, Hod was that bird. So in this place, in this occasion, the meaning was not related to the bird, was related to the question that we asked. I need more confirmation or rejection clearly, please. 112.3. لم يلد ولم يولد قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. Chapter 112 of Quran. I described it in several chapters in Holy Week on Earth. I translated it extensively, and a few meanings of that chapter that Muslims in the last 1400 years did not know, I added to the translation in the book Holy Week on Earth. Go and read. God sent 112 again to say, I don't need that, don't worry about it, I carry my plans as I decide. Allahu Samad, God is complete. My plans are strong and are in place and are going to happen. نريد أن نمن على الذين استضعفوا في الأرض. I read that in the main part of the sermon. I have decided to give the earth to those who were kept weak by force. So this doesn't mean yes, doesn't mean no. He says I have my plans to destroy them all anyway, because Allah Samad, God is complete. I don't need people rise for justice. If they do, they are doing good to themselves. If they don't, they are going harm to themselves, because if you don't rise for justice, capitalists suck your blood and you will be poor and sick and miserable. In any case, God says, I have my own plans. Okay, still I need, please, clear confirmation or rejection. So far, I have got sort of confirmation. 106.1. Thank you. Layla Quraish, God says, I am friend with you. Thank you. It's not about me. I'm asking about confirmation of what I told people. (2018) قال هي عصاي أتوكأ عليها. He said, it is my staff, I lean upon it, and I bring down leaves for my sheep, and I have therein other uses. This is about when God was talking with me at that time, 1400 years ago. He says, what is in your hand? On top of the Mount Sinai and the fire I saw on the tree. God was representing himself through the fire. I said, what's in your hand? I said, it's my stick and I use it for taking leaves for my sheep to eat. So, what does he want to say? He's talking about this asa, this stick. And what's the asa? What's the stick? I spoke about the stick and its significance at that time and its significance at this time. At this time is internet. I do what I do. I advertise for justice, promote justice. People rise for justice. That's my job. That was the job of Muhammad. That was the job of every prophet that God sent. Great, thank you. Still we need clear confirmation or rejection of them. Violent revolution. 83. ما يدراك لعله يزكى. But what would make you perceive that perhaps he might be purified or not? Okay. I go a little before. It was 3, chapter 80, number 3. I go from 80, from 1, all of the 80, to see what's the story. What does God want to say? Abasa wa tawalla and ja'ahul a'ma. This is about Prophet Muhammad. He was talking with some rich people, some powerful people of his time, preaching for them to bring them to Islam, to listen to word of God and follow the new religion at that time. And a guy came and he was a'ma, he was blind, he was a beggar perhaps, and Prophet Muhammad didn't care about him. He said, get lost, I'm talking with these important people. And God is criticizing Muhammad at that time. He said, hey man, you're talking with these rich bastards, you want to convert them, and this blind beggar come and ask you for guidance. And you say, you wait until I talk with important people first. How do you know that he will not be purified? How do you know that this guy will not be converted? أو يذكر فتنفعه الذكرى, or be reminded and the remembrance would benefit him. How do you know that you preach for this guy too? All the same, doesn't matter is he important rich guy or he is a peasant or beggar or blind or whatever, not important guy. Okay, what do we get out of this? God says everybody in the eye of God are the same, rich people and poor people, capitalist and worker, both are the same in the eye of God. If they do sin, He will punish them. If they don't do sin and follow path of God, He will guide them and give them heaven. So He says it's not about power and money, it's about everybody should have the same chance to be preached, to be promoted, to follow path of God. Okay, that's fine. But the rich guy who is a billionaire is a criminal anyway. You have to preach to them. This is what I get out of this. You have to preach to them. After you capture the country, after you capture the power, get them, send them to prison and tell them, are you willingly giving away all of your money to public or not? If they are happy, yes. If they are happy to come back to the path of God, which is path of justice, let them go. If they resist and fight back, kill them all. This is what I say out of this. Deuteronomy 22:29. Let's see what is Deuteronomy 22:29. Deuteronomy 22 and 29. Then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel father 50 shekels of silver, and she shall be his wife, because he hath humbled her. What do I get out of this? Yeah, if they pay their money to the public freely, happily, revolution started, revolution won. They are in the hands of workers and people who made the revolution. You can kill them or you can release them. If they give away everything freely, happily, help public, let them go. So you need to make a court. Let them defend themselves too. $57.27. ثم قفينا على آثارهم برسلنا. God said, I sent my messengers, and to Jesus, son of Mary, I gave them Bible. وجعلنا في قلوب الذين اتبعوا رأفة ورحمة ورهبانية. And in the heart of those people who follow path of God, I have put kindness. So we are searching for heaven of God, satisfaction of God. آتينا الذين آمنوا منهم أجرهم وكثير منهم فاسقون. A majority of people of book, Muslims, Christians, Jews, all of you are fasiqun, are disobedient, are on the path of destruction. Okay, so I get out of this, you should have kindness in your heart as well. So don't kill them right away. Court, everybody needs court. You tell them you are a thief, you have stolen public property, you have stolen results of work of all of these workers that in all of these years made money for you. You give them $1 and took $99 for yourself, and that's why you are billionaires, and a lot of people don't have anything. So you are a thief. And this theft causes a lot of problems for society, and count those problems. So in the court, let them defend. Kindness, in this case, entails deductively, so give them a court, don't kill them right away. Let them defend themselves. 71:22. Makaru makran kubbara, and they made conspiracy, big conspiracies. Of course, they are making conspiracy, you are making conspiracy, God is making conspiracy. But at the end, God and justice will win, but you have to do your work as well. That is, fight for justice. And you have enough personal reasons to do that. You will see that you have nothing and they have billions and you get sick, and if $2,000 cost additional happens for you accidentally, you don't have $2,000 saving. You have to sell your fridge and furniture. There are some statistics they researched and I saw, I don't know how many percentage, 50%, 60% of people in America, which is a rich country, they don't have $10,000, $5,000, $2,000 saving. Majority is poor. Why? Because capitalists sucked blood of society for a long time. Rahbaniyat, rahmat, kindness. Yeah, kindness deductively says you have to give them court. Let them defend too. 105.3. Arsal alayhim tayran ababil. I have sent those birds to throw rock on top of their soldiers and their elephants. So all they were killed. God repeating that subject again. He said, there will be war and I will help people. Okay, good. 1449. ترى المجرمين يومئذ مقرنين في الأسفاد. And you will see the criminals that they bound together in shackles. Ah, nice. This is about the Judgment Day. In the Judgment Day, unjust people will be chained and waiting to go to hell. This is about the day that your revolution will win as well. Chain them, put them in prisons, and because God said you should have kindness in your heart as well, make a court. Don't kill anybody without a court. Let them defend themselves. They all will be charged with theft from public, causing major problems for public. They should be executed. Or let them defend as well. To be on the path of justice, you should let them have a court and defend. 31:6 من الناس من يشترى لهو الحديث ليضل عن سبيل الله بغير علم. Among people are those who follow some lahv. It means meaningless, useless, childish, nonsense story, nonsense paths. ليضل عن سبيل الله. They want to redirect people from path of God and justice to path of destruction. بغير علم. They don't have any knowledge. These type of people. يتخذها هزوا, and make fun of justice and fight and revolution and fighting for justice. These type of people. لهم عذاب مهين. There will be for them humiliating as a punishment. Yeah, revolution is a serious business. You are going to be killed, you are going to kill, you are going to fight, they are going to fight. All should be on the path of justice. You do revolution for justice. And to get stuff that they stole from you back. Public, get back those billions from billionaires. Those people who take these matters lightly will be punished humiliatingly. You should punish them humiliatingly. That's the decision of God. 2098. إنما إلهكم الله الذي لا إله إلا هو. Your teacher is God, is one, and there is nobody to be worshipped except than God, which is one. وسع كل شيء علما, and his knowledge about everything is his knowledge is covering everything. He knows everything. He knows what they are doing, capitalists. He knows what you are doing. You are sitting there like a duck and do nothing, or you are fighting for justice, organizing, collecting power, making revolution. Everything that everybody does, God is observing you. And there is only one God. You Muslim, you Christian, you Jew, you have only one God. That's stupid to say God of Muslim, God of Christian, God of Jew, they are different. No, there is only one God who sent all of the previous books, all of the previous messengers. He is repeating it, but you are so unintelligent to understand. So God says in this, I am watching everybody, every move of every group, either oppressors or oppressed. I'm watching you. 105.5. فَجَعَلَهُمْ كَعَصْفٍ مَأْكُولٍ. God says again, I'm going to destroy them like chewed straw. There will be war and they will be destroyed. Great. And you start the war, you start the revolution, God will help you. 113.1. قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ مِنْ شَرِّ مَا خَلَقَ. Ask God, who is teacher of daybreak, to protect you. أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب. From the evil of everything which is created evil that capitalists are going to create for public, and from the evil that darkness generates when it settles down. At the moment, darkness is settled down in every capitalist country. And شر نفاثات في العقد, and from the evil of those who blow in knots. They do sorcery, they do magic. Whenever they see some complexity, they go and make conspiracy and poof in the knot to make it worse. If in your revolutionary groups you have different discussions and different opinions, they will send their own agents to pretend they are from public, to make those discussions hot and fight and revolutionary groups disintegrate. This is what have always been done, and they will keep doing it. You ask God, refuge to God, refuge to teacher of light, to protect you against these conspiracies, and be aware of that as well. 52:7. إن عذاب ربك لواقع. Indeed, the torture of your teacher will happen. God is going to make a huge punishment for everybody, for workers, for capitalists, for communists, socialists, neutral ducks sitting there doing nothing, for all of you. Because the whole society, the whole nation of the earth is unjust. Unjust to who? You are unjust among each other. You are unjust to billions of animals that you dogs kill and eat like a dog. And that is why the plan is a large punishment for the whole planet. So be aware of that too. If you are unjust and fighting for justice, doesn't matter, you go to hell anyway. As a worker who fought for revolution and died in the path of revolution because you were unjust to animals and you were corpse eater, you go to hell. Be aware of that as well. 17:20. كلا نمد هؤلاء وهؤلاء من عطاء ربك وما كان عطاء ربك محظورا. To each category we extend to those to these and those from the gift of your Lord, and never has the gift of your Lord be restrained. Okay, I go a little back, 1720, I go 1715. To 19. من اهتدى فاهتدى لنفسه من ذل فإنه يذل عليها. Anybody who is in the path of God, it is good for him, and anybody who is in the path of destruction, he will receive his reward, which is hell. And I killed all of those nations after Noah, and I know sins of people who say we are followers of God as well. من كان يريد العاجلة عجلنا له فيها ما نشاء. Anybody who wants this life, I give them some of this life possibly, and he'll definitely get hell. Okay, so this is what justice. For whatever you do, you will get the reward. If you don't fight for justice, you are living in misery caused by capitalists. Your average lifespan is 68 years. The average lifespan of the rich guy is 87 years. They live 20 years longer than you averagely anyway. So you are gonna die sooner anyway because you are poor. If you don't fight, you die soon and live in misery. If you fight, your death counts. Your death is in the path of creating justice and helps others and help you in the hereafter. So that was about whatever you do, you get the reward. Don't do nothing, you get the reward. You do something, you get the reward. ثم نتبعهم الآخرين, and we will follow them with the later ones. كذلك نفعل بالمجرمين. This is how I act against criminals. Yeah. Okay. I got what you wanted to say about this subject, that is, don't kill them right away. Let them have court and defense. Hmm. 6825, go and read all of the 68, chapter 68, to read the story. A story is about a group of people who said, oh, we are going to our garden and collect all of these fruits for us, and we don't let poor people to join, and I destroy all of their garden. God is with public. God is with people who fight for justice and destroys capitalists. God doesn't like injustice, and capitalism is intense injustice. So this story is about that. God is with you if you follow Him and fight for justice on the path of God. That will benefit your life too. 6852. ما هو إلا ذكر للعالمين. This is nothing but reminder for the worlds. Yes. What? All of these books, Quran, Bible, Torah, and the last one, Holy Week on Earth, is the last book of God, which is Word of God for everybody. Go and get the book from website and read and understand what is going on and what's the plan for you. 34:4. ليجزي الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات أولئك لهم مغفرة ورزق كريم. God says, I will give to those people who have belief and the amalu saleh, the best thing that they can do. You have to have belief, and the best thing that you can do, I will forgive them, maghfiratun, for the sins that you have done, and I will give them rizqun kareem, generous provision. You will be rich. How? Amalu saleh, yes, the best thing that you can do is fight for justice. But fight for justice for animal rights first, then human rights, because they are oppressed more than you. Capitalists are not killing you pest humans and eat your corpse clearly and directly. They are, but not that directly. But all of you are killing poor animals and eating their corpse. Fighting for animal rights is priority. The best thing that you can do, create revolution, fight for justice. God will give you forgiveness and Rizqun Kareem, noble, generous provisions. 84:19 لا تركبن طبقا عن طبق. If it was personal, thank you. It is about them, yes. Every step, your state of consciousness, your state of mind will change. You have to work for the path of God and things will change. If you don't, nothing will change. You will live in misery. If you fight for justice and create revolution, your state of happiness, your state of life will change. 24:8 It will prevent punishment from her if she gives 4 testaments swearing by God. Okay, this is about a woman who is accused that he has done infidelity and he should go and make 4 swear to God 4 times and then he will be released. What do I get out of this about this subject? Yes, you need to make court for them, for these capitalists that you capture. You're ready to kill them. You make the court, they defend themselves, they promise they do not continue conspiracy against public, let them go. But if you capture them again to start to conspiracy, to do conspiracy, again court and kill them. (46:19) لكل درجات مما عملوا. For you there are different degrees of reward and punishment according to مما عملوا, what you do. وَلَيُوَفِّيهِمْ أَعْمَالَهُمْ وَهُمْ لَا يُظْلَمُونَ. And for أعمالهم, for your actions, you will receive reward and there will be no injustice. This is about the judgment day after you dead in the war of revolution against injustice. If you die, don't worry about it. According to what you have done, you will be judged and receive your reward. It's all about to tell you, don't worry if you die, don't worry about it. If you have done right, you will get reward. If you have done wrong, doesn't matter you die in bed or you die by the bullet of the gun in the revolution, or die by a bacteria in bed, by sickness, doesn't matter. You will be judged, and according to what you have done in this life, you will get reward or punishment after you are dead. So Choose wisely. إن ربك هو الخلاق العظيم. Your teacher is creator and is knowing everything. Yes, great. I almost know what is your final comment. Allah Samad, I am filled 112 again. God doesn't need you, and you fight for the path of God. All of you become believer, all of you become atheist. He doesn't care. You are a piece of dust among the stars. The whole planet goes explosion, explodes and destroyed. He doesn't care. What he cares, if you are on the path of God, he will reward you. If you are in the path of darkness and injustice, he will punish you after you are dead. Revolution, no revolution, dying as a rich bastard billionaire with natural death or by sickness, or dying of hunger as a poor guy, as billions of you are poor and a few less than 100 are very rich, doesn't matter. It's about what you do here while you are alive for justice. Certainly all of those criminals, billionaires, capitalists will go to hell because they have done injustice. يوم تقوم الساعة يومئذ يتفرقون, and the hour appears of the judgment day, the day they will become separated. It's about the judgment day, judgment for nation. And I have described in the first part there are 3 different types of judgment day. All of you workers or capitalists are going to be burned in hell because all of you are corpse eater unjust. At least become vegan and start fighting for justice and die in revolution so you go to heaven to cover the injustice that you have done when you were a dog eating corpse. 4388 وقيله يا رب إن هؤلاء قوما لا يؤمنون. Who said that? 88, I go to 85 to 88. You see which prophet said that? $43.80 to 88. You want to remember who said that? 43. Go to 90. You don't have 90. Okay, go back to 88 itself. Yeah, these people are not going to be believers. Doesn't matter. You don't become believer, you go to hell. 67:19. Alam yarau ila tayr. Can you not see the tayr, the birds above you? Open their wings, close their wings. and they are in the air, and nobody is keeping them except God, and He is watching everything. In the previous sentence I spoke about animals, then I is showing an animal, a bird. He said, they are my children, and I am watching what you are doing to birds. Chickens are birds. You kill millions of them, you corpse-eater dogs. You are revolutionary or not, you are going to hell if you are a corpse-eater. إن لك في النهار سبحا طويلا. During the day you have to work, at night you have to spend a portion of the night reading Book of God that is holy week on earth. Read and learn, it is 800 pages. Many subjects are wrote in that book are not in previous books of God. They are new, go and learn. 103:2 إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات, except then those who have belief and do the best thing that they can do. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر. I am swearing to the time that all of you are losers, except then those who have belief and do the best thing that they can do. And the best thing that they can do is fighting for justice. Revolution for human rights is something good. Revolution for animal rights is above that, because there is more injustice being done to animals by humans, by capitalists and workers alike. You have to fight and die for animal rights, and that counts for God more. Great. If you don't do it, you are a loser. You lost this life, you go to hell. 81:6 إذا البحار سجرت, when your seas are filled with flames. God says, I'm going to burn your oceans. Wait for the time comes. Global punishment for the whole nation of earth, because you are all dogs, corpse eaters, dogs. يخرج من بين الصلب والترائب. And don't be proud. Oh, we are important, we are human, we are food chain. What about food chain? We are boss of the food chain. You are nothing, you are nobody. You are created from that humiliating liquid that you know what it is. Don't be proud. You are zero. If you fight for justice in the path of God, you have some value. Other than that, if you are a billionaire or you are a worker, all the same. You are a thing created from that liquid. Useless, worthless. You fight for the path of God, for justice, you have worth, you have value. Exodus 39:7. Exodus 39:7. And he put them on the shoulder pieces of the ephod to be a stone of memorial for the children of Israel, as the Lord commanded Moses. Onyx stones, gold. Is it about what? I don't get it. How is this related to what I was asking? It needs more thinking. 96:4. الذي علم بالقلم. I have taught you everything. everything that you know God taught you. You humans, you don't think that you discovered those sparks of knowledge that is in the brain of somebody who learned something new or discovered something new. God will put those sparks in your brain. Everything that you know God has taught you. 106.4, thank you. الذي أطعمهم من جوع وآمنهم بالخوف. It was for me, thank you. It is for them. If you are in the path of God, God will be your friend and will give you provision. If you are not in the path of God, God will give you coal and you die by hunger as a peasant and a worker who is under injustice. Genesis 32:23. Genesis 32:23. Eleven children. Who is the guy? It's Yaqub. I have to go and read all of this. Genesis 32 to know what is that about. I didn't get directly what do you mean related to this question. I almost got my answer. That is, yes, you are going to punishment. They are unjust, but be kind and give them court. If you want to kill somebody, anybody, even billionaires, you should be after a court. So many da'awatahum jaharan. I think Nuh said that. He said, I was promoting you, they didn't listen. Messengers come, they promote path of God, you don't listen and God will kill you all. Very simple. Again, 113.5, thank you. When Shar Hossein Nazar said, 69:39. أعوذ برب الفلق. أما لا تبصرون. Things that you see and things that you don't see, God is saying. A lot of conspiracies, he said that in this session now. Those capitalists are making conspiracies, worker unions, workers, those revolutionary people, non-revolutionary people, everybody is making conspiracy against everybody. And God is watching everything. A lot of them you know, a lot of them you don't know, but God knows all of it. God is observing you all, how you do, what you do. 64:8. فآمنوا بالله وبالرسول. You must become believer in God and His Messenger. At this time, year 2019, on this earth, I am here. Moses is here. You have to have belief in me, in Messenger of God. وَالنُّورَ الَّذِي أَنزَلْنَا. And the light that I have sent you. And what is the light? Holy Week on earth is last book of God, is the light that He's giving you. Go and read, update your old books. Allah bima ta'maluna khabir. I am watching everything that you do. God says that. I am watching you. 51:6. And ad-din la waqi'. Indeed, day of judgment will happen. You are in big shoot. And I like it. The day that it happens, I will celebrate that billions of you die and go to hell, you corpse eaters. 21:67. Off lakum wa lama tu'badun. Off to you, it means shame on you and those that you worship. Who is it that you are worship? Madonna, Kim Kardashian, those prostitutes, those stupid writers and singers and dancers and promoters of TV, those thieves. Who are your politicians? You are dumb. Shame on you and these people that you are following. You have to follow God. أفلا تعقلون. Why don't you use your brain? Why don't you think? Go and read the Holy Book on Earth and the reasoning that I have given you, that this is Book of God. And what do you follow? That prostitute promoter, what is her name? The black woman. Opera. Thousands of you stupid people are followers of opera and those stupid people that she brings to her stupid shows. And there are lots of idiots like that in your TV. Who you are worshipping? Your priests? They are all eating money that you give them for the affairs of the church. You deserve everything that happens to you. Use your brain. 21706. إن في هذا لبلاغ لقوم عابدين. Indeed, in this book, Holy Book on Earth, and Quran and Bible. Notification for those people who are worshipping God. Haza, in this event. This means this event that I am recording real-time communication with God. Moses in the year 2019 in front of camera is recording communication with God. These are stuff that God is telling you right now. These are balagh. These are clear preaching words of God by God itself, Himself, for believers who are servants of God. And offline is the book. Go and get the book from the web and read. Okay. Genesis 42:25. We are in Genesis already. 42. Then Joseph commanded to fill their vessels with corn and to restore every man's money into his bag, his sack, and to give them provisions for the way. And thus was it done unto them. You go and read the story of Joseph, Yusuf in Quran with detail is there, in Torah is there. His brothers came and wanted to get rice or food or whatever seed, and he gave them back their money and gave them seed as well. Kindness. Joseph was prophet of God. Kindness of God will reward you if you follow God. 32:15. إنما يؤمن بآياتنا الذين إذا ذكروا بالله خروا سجدا. Only those believe in our signs who, when they are reminded by them by signs of God, fall down in prostration and exalt God with praise. And they are not proud. And you have no reason to be proud. You are a weakling thing. Even if you have $1 billion, $10 billion, $200 billion in your bank account, one mosquito will come and bite you and you get sick and you die in 2 days. Don't be proud of anything. 25:25. يوم تشقق السماء بالغمام ونزل الملائكة تنزيلا. The day of the judgment, the sky will split open with clouds, with emerging clouds, and the angels will send down in successive descent. Plan will go ahead, the judgment day for the nation of earth, which is a nation of unjust. Injustice is everywhere. You are all dogs, corpse eater dogs. Angels will come and kick your ass and kill you all. 670. Too long, I read the English. And leave those who take their religion as amusement and diversion, and whom the worldly life has deluded. غرتهم حياة الدنيا. They are in illusion. Oh, we have money, we have Mercedes-Benz and Rolls-Royce, and our home is, I don't know, $100 million and has 30 rooms. These are nonsense that you are proud of. But remind with God's book, lest soul be given up to destruction for what it earned. ذکر بهی ان تبصل نفسا بما کسبت. بما کسبت, what you have got, what you have collected, what actions you have done for justice. If you have done something for justice, you will get reward. Other than that, you will get hell. It will have other than Allah, God, no protector and no intercessor. When la shafi'an. Shafi means somebody, intercessor. You go to the judge and he doesn't listen to you, but he listens to the other guy, and other guy is the important guy, and you go to the important guy and say, hey, you go to the judge and say he's a good guy, I am a good guy. That's intercessor. In the judgment there, no intercessor. You cannot say, oh, Jesus, go and tell good stuff about us to God. No, he doesn't. You will be judged bema kasabat, what you have done. And if it should offer every compensation, it would not be taken from it. I give all of my billions of dollars to charity. You're dead now. Which charity? All of your money is gone. Other people are eating it. And swear at your soul. There is nothing that you can give to buy your sins. Those are given destruction. Sharabun min hamim. A drink from boiling water. Azabun alim. Painful punishment and torture. Bima kanu yakfurun. Because they were disbelievers, they covered the truth. They were kafir, unbeliever, atheist. I don't say believe, open your heart and believe stuff just because. No. Everything that I said in the book has reasoning behind it. You don't believe in the word of messenger of God, you are going to hell. Ta'aqilun, use your brain, think. Read the reasoning and see it is convincing for your brain or not. 71:1. Inna arsalna Nuh ila qawmihi. We have sent Nuh to his people. And انذر قومك, to warn his people, من قبل يأتيكم عذاب الأليم, before I sent them the painful punishment. You know, the water came and everybody was drowned and dead. Again, sent me after 3,300 years again. Moses is here warning you. Listen to me. Listen to the word of God. Listen to 11 commandments, or else you all are going to be dead. Painful punishment after death. Listen to prophet of God. You will be okay. Don't listen, you will go to hell. 31:12. لَقَدْ آتَيْنَا لُقْمَانَ الْحِكْمَةَ. Luqman is the name of the guy. He was a very wise guy, and I gave him wisdom. أَنْ أَشْكُرْ لِلَّهِ وَمَنْ يَشْكُرْ فَإِنَّمَا يَشْكُرُ لِنَفْسِهِ. To be grateful to God. And anybody who is grateful for his own soul. وَمَنْ كَفَرَ. And if you cover the truth, if you are unbeliever, فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ غَنِيٌّ حَمِيدٌ. I am praiseworthy and I don't care. What does it mean? Gratefulness. If you are grateful to God, God gives you more. If you are not grateful, doesn't give you anything and send you to hell. And either way, he doesn't care. Do you get it? Fight for justice, not fight for justice. For God is the same. If you fight for justice, you make revolution, kill the capitalists, destroy them all, confiscate their possessions for public. You have done it for yourself. If you don't do it, doesn't matter, you go to hell. Why? Because in this life you are living in misery, and in the next life you will go to hell because you didn't listen to word of Moses, who is telling you you have to rise for justice. 1:5. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. Indeed, we only worship God and only ask help from God. Ask help from God and listen to God. God's standards are in the Holy Week on Earth. Read the book, learn the standards, and how you can get power from God by prana meditation. I told you how to do pranayama twice a day, before sunrise, before sunset, 1.5 hour, 1.5 hour. And if you do 3 hours prana a day, you don't need to sleep that much either. But in those times, he will inspire you and he will tell you what to do and he will reveal knowledge to mind of people to help you. This is how you get power from God. $30.47. لَقَدْ أَرْسَلْنَا مِنْ قَبْلِكَ رُسُلًا. Before you, I have sent messengers. Before me, Moses, that is here right now, Muhammad came. Before Muhammad, Jesus came. Before that, I was here again. And before, God sent many messengers. إِلَى قَوْمِهِمْ فَجَاءَهُمُ الْبَيِّنَاتِ. I have sent these messengers to their people and gave them bayinat, clear evidences. فَانْتَقَمْنَا مِنَ الَّذِينَ أَجْرَمُوا. And we revenged against those criminals. وَكَانَ حَقًّا عَلَيْنَا نَصْرُ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. And we have decided that it will be justice over us to help believers. I have decided to help believers. God says, before you I have sent messengers. Yes, Moses is here now talking with you in 2019, again, after 3,300 years. Before me, Muhammad came 1400 years ago. Before him, Jesus came again 2000 years ago. And before that, I was here again 3,300 years ago. And before, God sent many messengers to their people to tell them, follow path of God. That is good for you. You will receive reward after you die, and in this life you will live a better life. Many people didn't believe, many people didn't follow messengers of God. As this will happen to you, you dumbos do not understand all of these reasoning and evidences that I show you in the book, Holy Week on Earth. You don't understand it because you are stupid. God will revenge from you and kill you all. That's the path. Send a messenger, preach word of God. People don't listen, kill them all. That is always happening, and it's going to happen again here. That's why I am here. And God said, I have decided to help believers. Yes, if you are a believer, you fight for justice. He will help you. Fight for justice, for animal rights is more important than human rights. Because yes, capitalists are killing you, capitalists are stealing your money, but all of you together are doing worst to animals. There is a level of injustice being done to 50 billion animals every year that they are killed and their corpses are eaten. Capitalists are not eating your corpse directly recently, at least, not yet. But you are eating corpses of animals. You have to fight for justice. And what is more important? Animal rights. If you're stupid, go and make revolution against capitalists. That's fine. Even that is better than zero. Sitting like a potato and die natural death. '54, 41. لقد جاء آل فرعون النذر. We have sent to people of Pharaoh our warners. Who was the warner for Pharaoh? It was me and my brother Aaron. Who has come here again to Pharaoh? Here again, Moses, to you. All of you pests, parasite, bacteria, mosquito, corpse eaters are Pharaoh. I am warning 7 billion mosquito-sized Pharaoh. At least that guy was a king. You are nobody. Oh, you are powerful. You have a lot of power over chicken and sheep. You will see. Don't listen to me. Eat corpse, kill animals. What will happen to you all soon? 42:37 والذين يتبعون كبائر الإثم والفواحش. You have to avoid big sins and immoralities like adultery, like fornication, like walking in the street naked like all of these women and men are doing these days in the TV, in the street. Immorality. You have to do that. وَإِذَا غَضَبُوا هُمْ يَغْفِرُونَ. If you become angry, you have to forgive. For small things. For big things like injustice that corpse eaters are doing to animals, if you are angry, control your anger, make the revolution, kill all of the corpse eaters. But personally, you should have self-control. $72.12. And we have become certain that we will never cause failure to God upon earth, nor can we escape him in flight. This is about Jen. Nobody can escape the judgment of God and rules of God. Toe and Aukorhan, you like it, you don't like it, you are following his path anyway. $35.9. God send wind and cloud and rain فَأَحْيَيْنَا بِهِ الْأَرْضَ, to make the land alive again after it is dead. And this is how we resurrect. God says, I will send water to make you alive again. Water means support of God, sign of growing, sign of life. You follow path of God, fight for justice, He will help you, and your dead situation will become alive. And if you don't, He doesn't care, and you go to hell. And يوم الفصل كون ميقاتا, the day of cut, the day of judgment, is our appointment time. يوم الفصل, day of cut, it is cutting between right side and left side. Some people do not follow, go to hell. Some people do follow, go to heaven. It's the day of decision, the judgment day for nation of the earth. That is a nation of injustice, all of you. Dogs, corpse eaters. ألم ترى كيف فعل ربك بأصحاب الفيل 105. God said that in this session. This is the third time. Have you not seen what I have done to people of elephant? They had armies with elephant. I have sent them birds to throw a stone on them and kill them, all of them, with their elephants, with their soldiers, all the armies dead. كعصف مأكول, like chewed vegetable. If you are fighting for the path of God, for justice, for animals, God will help you. And destroy your enemies, which are capitalists. Capitalists are public enemy. 2878. قال إنما أوتيت على علم عندي أولا. Okay. He said, I was only given it because of knowledge I have. Did he not know that God had destroyed before him of generation those who were greater than him in power and greater in accumulation of wealth, but the criminals about their sins will not be asked. إنما أوتى على علم عندي. This is what capitalist says. This is because my knowledge. I am entrepreneur. I am very clever. You workers are all dumb. I am clever. I am capitalist. I am very clever. I made money. It's mine. Oh yeah? Is that so? Capitalist society supported your business. Capitalist system supported your business. And the system is made by all of these dumb workers, right? You are clever, they are dumb, therefore it is just. No, it is not. Have you not seen in the nations and in the generations and in the centuries before, I have killed those people who were way more powerful than you people. I destroy nations, let alone a few pests who say all of money is ours because we are clever and these workers are dumb. No, they are not dumb. They are kept weak because of the system of oppression. God will kill you all, destroy you all. You do the revolution and kill them all, but with the court, not without court. 87:15. Vaskir esm Rabbehi fasalla. Repeat name of your God and do your prayer, do your pranayama, connect. Salla means connect, connect to God. How you can connect to God? Pranayama. How do you do pranayama? Pranayama is a dangerous thing. I have written in the book how to do it. Before sunrise, before sunset, 1.5 hour each session. Sit there and do pranayama the way that I said. Those namaz, those salat that Muslims do, total of that 5 times a day is 20 minutes. Is not good enough anymore. Law of prayer. law of connection to God is changed. Moses brought for you new law, new method of prayer. That is 3 hours a day. You do that, you will be alright. You don't do that, you will be weak. And weak people are miserable. They cannot do anything, they cannot do revolution. And 110, end of the story. God sent 110. إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح ورأيت الناس يدخلون في دين الله أفواجا فسبح بحمد ربك واستغفره إنه كان توابا. When I send the help, victory will come, and you will see multitudes of these people will join path of God, religion of God. And religion of God at this time is holy vegan earth book and vegan religion. You will all join, and we together stop the oppression against animals. Before that, if you want to do some small amount of work for injustice, make the revolution against capitalists. But there is a war bigger than that. War against bigger injustice for animal rights. 110, when God sends, it means end of communication session. We will win.